Hi, welcome to
Hi,
episode 72 of Creepy Soup. I'm Jill from Michigan.
I'm Jenny from Wisconsin.
Here we are. How are you?
Peachy.
Same. It's been an interesting week. Um, I did the bake sale.
Hmm.
And initially I did, of course, I did not get any proceeds. This was for my friend that owns the crystal shop that I'm obsessed with. Um, it's her cousin. She says cousin slash sister. So my guess is they're cousins, but they were raised to be very, very close and sister like.
Hmm.
Um, she has thyroid cancer and is unable to work. So um, she initially did a GoFundMe. And I don't like giving to GoFundMe's because GoFundMe takes such a big chunk of it. So I'm like, look, I like to bake. I have the weekend off. Let me spend all day Saturday baking. And when I say all day Saturday baking, I mean all day Saturday baking. And then when I ended the night of baking, then I threw a roast in the crock pot and carrots and all that stuff. And then had to finish it up when I got back from the bake sale on Sunday. Initially I did around $60. I didn't sell everything. My time was from 1 to 4, 4 o'clock. I dipped. I was like, it was nice. Um, Christy was working an event somewhere else. So I was there with her husband, who's a nice guy, don't get me wrong, but I mean we don't have a lot in common. Um, so but I mean he was very nice, very pleasant. Um But at 4 o'clock, I was ready to go home and get away from cake. I did not want to deal with cake any fucking more. So that there was some left. And I got a hold of Christy later, and I'm like, "What do you? I left everything there. What do you want me to do with it?" Um, and she was like, "Well, you can come get it tomorrow." So I'm like, "All right." There was one cake out of five left
Oh,
and they were not that busy. So there really wasn't a whole lot of traffic. I had about 4 dozen cupcakes, um, and probably sold maybe six. So I had a lot of cupcakes left. So people at work on Monday were very, very happy because I took them to work with me.
wow.
Yeah. So people at work got them. And then Christy had actually bought, because I made two honey bun cakes. She had bought one. She sent me a text, and that's what started our text conversation. Was that cake is fucking delicious, and if I ever get married again, that's what I want for my wedding cake. So the cake that was left when I left on Sunday was the other honey bun cake. Right. I was very surprised that there was a honey bun cake left, but whatever. Um, so her husband, he's the one that met me at the store to pick everything up. I said, "Well, Christy really liked that cake, and there's one here." He was like, "I'm gonna get it." So he actually put $10 in the envelope to go to the cousin. So all the cakes were sold. So that
That's
was
awesome.
that right there was 50, and I think with the cupcakes there, I don't know, nine, I don't know, like another 16.
Wow.
So it was closer to 70.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's a good amount.
I won't do that again for a while.
Yeah. I was gonna recommend that. That's rough. I think my
Yeah,
light is dying.
your light.
R.I.P. R.I.P. light. R.I.P. I don't have the energy to reach across and behind the laptop to turn on the big light. And if I turn on the big light, my head is going to hate me. So, yeah.
Yeah, poor Jenny is on with a migraine.
Yes. Day two. Day two. It sucks.
I don't envy you. I have realized recently I get the silent migraines.
But it's silent migraine.
I did not know what they were until I was describing my symptoms to someone who was diagnosed with having silent migraines. Um, and maybe I'm wrong, but this is what she told me. Like it starts where I get like a couple spots, and then like almost like my whole vision is like cloudy with these spots,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm really nauseous. Um, like zero energy, nauseous, but I don't actually have an actual headache.
Mm.
Yeah,
I wish I had yours.
no, you don't. You
Oh.
don't.
Mm.
Mm-mm. Because I'm gonna tell you the last time I did not know how I was gonna be able to drive home.
I've done those drives. Actually, fairly good at them. Um,
I mean, when you don't have
it,
vision,
but when your head hurts so bad that you want to bang it against the wall to make the pain stop.
yeah, I have been there. I did get like full on migraines when I was younger because I cracked my head open. So for about 2 years, thankfully after that they went away, and then it just, you know, went into epilepsy. So that was fun. Yeah, no
Yeah, my
lights,
husband had that.
no lights, no sound, no nothing.
Yeah, the light way over there is on.
Yeah,
And then I've got my little Scentsy lights, and then I got an itty bitty ring light I found in my car.
yeah,
But yeah, like like the whole head hurts.
yeah, yeah. I almost
Um,
wish I had something researched so that you could just sit back and not worry about it, but I don't.
sorry. All good. I'm gonna eat one more grape and then we'll begin.
Do you have anything good coming up?
Absolutely not.
Ah, same. Well, I'm gonna take that back. They canceled this Saturday at work, so Roy and I are gonna have a date night.
Mm.
We'll we'll see.
I was going to go to my niece's football game where her and the cheer squad dress in costume and hide amongst the um goers of the game. But I had to tell my
Hold on 1 second. Okay, they're on the table. Thank you. Love you.
tell him I growled at him.
He's taking my car in the morning
Oh,
because my rear defrosters don't work.
hmm.
They
Odd.
stopped working last year, and oddly enough, at the same time my son's stopped working in his car. Right.
Weird.
Don't know, but he's taking mine in tomorrow to get them fixed. And he just telling me he needs my car keys.
Okay, in that case, I take my growl back.
No, you can growl. Because I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of scared the shit out of me. Growl away.
I I don't know if y'all can see when someone tags me in a post on Facebook. One of my coworkers tagged me in one that just says "Nix my knob." I have my own doorknob, and security walks through and they check the doors to make sure that they're locked. Mine used to be a locked knob. It is no longer a locked knob. And they go through and they just nick it, to check to see if it's locked. And so I was telling a couple of the girls one night how the one day the guy nicked my knob and I growled. The one time I was like, no. And I hear, what? Is your response? Um, yeah, it's become a thing. Also, we have a door decorating contest. Um, I have my own door, but I don't got shit for a budget.
Now, do you have to pay for it yourself, or does your work pay for it?
We pay for it. However, it's a daytime thing. Halloween is my motherfucking holiday. Even my one supervisor, Ricky, he's like, even if it's not a national holiday, it's a Jenny recognized holiday, and therefore it is a true holiday. I was
Yeah.
like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, now I get like the Halloween leggings from Walmart,
Hmm.
but I don't just wear them at Halloween.
Right.
I mean, if it okay, I don't get the shit with pumpkins on it. I like the
I'm not
skulls.
allowed to wear those to work. If I could, I would.
Yeah, see, I wear them now. Now my only issue with wearing them to work is I like the leggings with pockets,
I
and
haven't found leggings with pockets.
they don't have pockets. But yeah, I like my leggings with pockets.
These ones, these ones were supposed to have pockets.
Do they?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't fully opened it yet. I'm still appalled at the fact that it's pink and not black. Honestly, I'd have been almost okay with only receiving one of the four pair if it still would have been fucking black. But they sent me the one motherfucking color I will never wear.
See, and
Fucking pink.
here's the funny thing: like almost all the leggings I own are black.
Every pair.
I have a pair of like navy blue ones; those don't have pockets, and I have a pair of like maroon,
Hmm.
and those have pockets, and those are really comfortable.
I did really like those. However, I no longer have a maroon slash burgundy shirt that fits me to be able to wear with those awesome leggings.
Now, I got two things I want to show while we're recording because okay,
I love
so
this.
right,
This is awesome.
Rachel, love her, has a Cricut machine, and I know you can go on and purchase like the patterns or pictures or whatever
Hmm.
so that you can print them up and all that stuff. So she made me one. I know it's backwards, says welcome to Elm Street, and of course it's got Freddie, and I guess if you know, you know.
I
So
know.
this
And I
is
love it.
my and that it's also got a little one on the front.
I love that.
So like she handed me that today, and I had on my HS hoodie, and I was like, I gotta switch these out. So I ran back to my car, took that one off, put that one on, because of course I have to empty out my pockets and everything, and I wasn't doing that in the middle of the parking lot. So I did that. And I also got these leggings today. This is one side. And honestly, it wasn't until my son pointed out that he was holding the cat. I didn't even realize. Okay. So that's one
I
side.
noticed her right away. Hmm. I
And
love the
he,
ghosties.
and here's the best part. These glow in the dark.
That's awesome.
Okay. So I'm done with that.
I need cool clothes. I have shrunk out of my wardrobe.
Which is good. Congratulations, because that's amazing.
Thank you. I think the coup de grace was today when I put my arm in my boot with my leg. Literally, I was like this, holding my foot with my arm in my boot, and I am
God, I
laughing
wish I could do
hysterically.
that.
You can't lift your leg like that? I'm sorry.
I've had back surgery, so no.
True, true. Yeah, no, I laughed so freaking hard. And I'm not going to tell you all the story, but she knows the struggle I have with some of my clothes right now. So yeah, it's good, but at the same time, it's a pain in the butt. So yeah. On that note, let's talk about a different Jenny.
Okay.
How about we talk about Jenny Wade?
Okay. All right. Before you get into this, I do want to say this, and I told you this. This is one that I eventually wanted to cover. And
Yep.
when this Jenny says this Jenny, I'm like, yes, because now I can just sit back and go and listen to it. I don't have to do the work now.
Yep. And to be fair, it is one that I have been very interested in. I think I have watched numerous things in regards to this case. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got more into the history of it because I find the history very interesting.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to double check one of the facts, and I'm sorry for that. So, but when I get there, I'll explain it. Um, so yeah, well, I shouldn't say most, but a lot of people know of what is called the Jenny Wade House. It is from the Gettysburg Address, part of all of that. Jenny Wade was born in 1843. She died in 1863. Um, a lot of, or sorry, some of the information that I got was from the Gettysburg Battlefield Tours website. And they also have different places that are linked with this place.
Mhm.
And one of the places is, oh, which one was it? I can't remember if it was the Heritage Center or the Shriver House. One of the two plays into some of the paranormal that happens at the Jenny Wade House.
Okay.
But you can get the connected tours, and then they also have a Beyond the Battle museum that you can go to. And what I think is so freaking cool is they have a diorama that you can go see. And the pictures of that are so cool. I love it. And then Seminary Ridge Museum. And I like museums. They're cool. Hi, I'm a dork.
I know.
Um, and
Yeah,
then
I think we're
one of
both
the
nerds in different ways.
Yes. And then one of the other places that I got information from, one second. Oh, shoot. I wrote it down. I know I did. I know I did. Oh, shoot. It's in here somewhere. It was two history buffs. Um, I want to say that was the name of the website. Twohistorybuff.com. And it's actually two women historical authors, and they post different historical facts and things like that. Very fun website. Um, and so yeah, they had a bit more extensive of the history, which was fabulous to find. So that's what I'm going to start with. Two nerdy history girls. That's what it was. Um, so yeah, I thought that was hilarious. Um, so Jenny was a seamstress for her mother in 1863. Her father was kind of in and out of their lives. He was a frequenter of the town jail. He had a repeat occurrence of assaulting women and men. Um, he was considered a crazy type of person. Um,
I was gonna say menace to society.
yeah, that too. At one point, he has a child as a result of one of these incidents. Even though he had fervently denied it, the woman proclaimed, yeah, it was him, and even named the son after him.
Hmm.
Um, don't know what happened to the mother. The child was given to, I believe it was what's now called the Heritage House. It was like the pauper type place. So like the children would go there, the mentally disturbed. Um, in that particular time, if women were ill, had children and whatnot, they couldn't take care of, they would go there so that they could receive medical care and the children would stay with them. Um, the child was put in this place, and he was deemed a crazy person. At that time, they would put those people in the basement and chain them to a giant cinder block so that they could not get away. Mhm.
The child,
Um, no, I'm sorry. As he gets older, that's what's done to him.
but the child.
Yes, he had the same like mental defects that the father had, and yeah, that's where it led, was that they ended up chaining him in the basement to a cinder block.
Should have been right next to his dad.
Um, at one point, the mother does have him declared, mentally unstable and has him committed. I forget exactly where that's at. Not the same facility, though. Um, at one point, Jenny's mother had to go to said pauper house to have one of her children, the third, which was Jenny's younger sibling. Um, it is also believed that at the time in 1863 that Jenny may have been engaged to a fellow tailor, seamstress type person. The father had a tailor business. The mother had also picked up the trade and taught that to her children. In the process of, the father being in and out of jail, all of that, the mother took care of the business so that she could continue to care for her children. And to keep the business within her name, that was when she declared the father insane and had him sent off.
Smart woman.
Um, yes. And so the person that is believed to have been engaged to her was also within the Taylor community, had gone off to war, and that is why it's believed that they, had been a thing. There were some letters. I didn't do like the whole deep dive into the letters, but it's available on the Too Nerdy History site. So June 29th, Jenny's older sister gives birth. At this time, Union and Confederate soldiers are converging upon Gettysburg. They're all around, in and out. The mother had gone to Jenny's sister's house to help with the delivery and care of the baby. Jenny had stayed at the family home with the younger children, but on July 3rd had gone to the sister's home, believing it to be a safer location. It was in the center of the town. They thought, okay, we'll be safe here. Not so much. Jenny would make bread in the kitchen and would then run it out to the Union soldiers as they were walking by, and would try to help out as much as she could. She was, an avid supporter. At one point, apparently, like, this is one of the things that I'm not 100% on the historical site, but they said that Jenny was very religious and that she would frequently talk to her sister about different passages from the Bible and things like that. It is also believed, and I don't know where this information comes from, that she had been in talking with the sister and had said to the sister, if anybody should die that day, she hoped it would be her. And then proceeded to go in the kitchen, thinking it would be safe to make bread for the day, and was actually shot through 2 doors, straight through the heart, and died instantly. Jenny is actually the only civilian casualty of the Gettysburg Address. She was 20 years old. Sorry, am I doing it wrong? Am I saying it wrong?
Yeah, because that's a speech.
Get it. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, like, I don't even have it down here right. Like, Battle of Gettysburg of Civil War. I know she wasn't the only one of the entire war. I didn't write. I wrote that down wrong. My mistake. I'm sorry.
Would it be invasion? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I know it had a specific name, but apparently I was at the time I was jumping between the 2 sites because I was trying to confirm.
And I could be wrong on that. I just thought it was a speech.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. So she had been 20 years old at the time. She was actually literally kneading the dough. And it was 160 years ago on July 3rd near 8:30 a.m. The sister's name is Georgia McClellan. And that is important because the sister actually goes on to do all of the things to commemorate for her sister. The mother starts it as far as getting hold of women's union leagues and things like that. And they actually buy a plot for Jenny. But I'll get a little more into Jenny's story before going into that part. So it is believed that the way Jenny died is that the house that they were in, the Georgia McClellan, it's actually set up more like a duplex. So there's one family here and one family here. The home that Jenny was in had the main floor and an upstairs. The neighbor's home had the upstairs, the main floor, and a basement. It is believed that the Confederate soldiers were on one side and the Union soldiers were on the other, and that one went running across and a sharpshooter went to shoot them, but didn't have full view. They were looking through their scope and actually ended up hitting the door. Which, ironically enough, everyone thought that she would be safe behind two doors, including the father. Apparently he was out at the time, like not in jail. He was on one of his good stints. And so it was believed that the Union soldiers discovered the body by going into the home to get to the Confederate soldiers on the other side. But when they saw what had happened, they tried to get the family to safety. They took the family upstairs only to discover that the mother wasn't there. They go back down and find the mother in the kitchen over Jenny's body, just utterly distraught. Uh,
Uh,
Excuse me. The mother would not leave her daughter, understandably.
right.
With everything going on, she doesn't know what's going to happen. She's worried. So the soldiers wrap her in a rug, carry her upstairs. As they're upstairs, an artillery shell comes through the roof and it kind of comes diagonally and puts a hole in the wall about the size of a basketball. The soldiers then use the butts of their guns to knock out more bricks of the wall leading to the house on the other side, or the apartment on the other side, however you want to say it. Um, and so they're hammering away. They manage to open up this wall, which is now a doorway. And they, send the women through, the children, they get the body through. They then go down to the first floor, all the way down to the basement, which is where they have a display set up at this point with a fake body where Jenny was laid on a table, and where it's reported that the father sat with her body, which doesn't make sense because they were stuck in the home for 18 hours. This would be the women, the children, and the Union soldiers, not the father. He wasn't there. At no point does anyone mention the father being at the home during the battle. But it is said that the mother, sat vigil with the daughter. When they were finally able to emerge, the Union soldiers buried Jenny's body behind the house. And this is where I had said that the mother had found these women's leagues groups and things like that. And those groups were able to raise the funds to buy Jenny a plot in the local cemetery, which her brother is also buried in. And I believe one of her uncles and the believed fiance. Um, so they also got a statue to commemorate for Jenny. And there is one other thing that is very important that is at Jenny's grave, and that is a flag. She is one of two women who have this flag, nobody else. It is called, and I'm sorry if it is not called this. Um, Seller. a perpetual flag. And I may be wrong on that. It said so oddly that I wasn't 100%. And I'm sorry, this is the part that I did not get a chance to confirm what the name of this flag is. But it is said that only these two women, Jenny and Betsy Ross, have these flags.
Oh,
Yes. Because they were both civilians who died in the line of fire and were not active service members.
okay.
So, but they still died serving their country because they died in battle.
Okay.
Um, so during that battle, on both sides, there were between 46,000 and 51,000 soldiers lost
Holy shit.
in that one battle. And
That's
Jenny was the only civilian casualty.
that's crazy.
Hmm.
That's a lot of people.
Yes. There were several who were hurt, and things like that, but yeah, she was the only casualty. Um, the home that they were in after the battle, there was over 150 bullet holes found in the home.
What?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yep.
Ow.
There is a plank in the home that has Jenny's blood on it. The doors that were shot through are
Still there.
still on the home. Um, so yeah, the perpetual flag that I was talking about, it flies 24/7, 365. And it's that the government honored posthumously, as she died serving her country. And as I said, Jenny Wade and Betsy Ross are the only two women to have ever received this honor. I was pretty shook by that. And that's where I go into my paranormal evidence.
Do you want me to skip on in here then?
Just double checking here. Yep, over 150 bullet holes. So yeah, even though technically it wasn't Jenny's house, it was the McClellan house, it is still called the Jenny Wade house. Um, So apparently the bullet ball that had gone through the doors had gone through her shoulder, through her heart, through her back, and then finally stuck on one of the bones of her corset.
That is one strong pellet.
Right? Because at that time it was just, the little musket balls.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of crazy. Um, it is also said that the mother finished making the bread that Jenny had started and had run it out to the soldiers, giving the bread and the tale of Jenny Wade.
Wow.
That I don't quite believe, but I'm sorry, there was shots fired through your house, your daughter
Making
is dead,
bread would be the
and you're telling me
last.
she's making bread and giving it out and telling the story? I don't
Yeah,
think so.
making bread would be the last thing on my mind
Right,
in that scenario.
right.
It just would.
Mhm. I think that is a exaggeration on the reenactor's part.
Yeah,
Um,
I could see that definitely for sure.
there are, actors in period clothing who tell the story of Jenny Wade when you go and have a tour. There's a woman who pretends to, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say pretend, who is Jenny's mother, another who is her sister. So yeah, and they just tell the story from that perspective. Um, okay. Oh, the artillery shell that went through the floor is also on display at the home. Um, there is a painting as well in the home that was from the like pauper house. It's
Mhm.
actually a picture of Jesus. That is in the second floor of the McCullen house side. Um, there is also a mini grandfather clock that was originally in the home at the time of the battle. What's up?
I'm just, it's
You're
got to be
hearing
either my
stuff?
husband or my son up moving around.
Oh, okay.
Fucking knows.
On that note,
Witchy
witchy
sprinkle
sprinkle.
time.
I'll be right
Um,
back.
yep, this is week 2 of the witchy sprinkles. And um this is the time of the year where there is the thinning of the veil, which is, I guess, okay. And my information comes from, oh my God, I have shitty eyes. Adventuringwithposeidon.com. So you can picture the veil as like a wispy little curtain, um, and it kind of blocks your physical sight of something on the other side. Um, so I mean, I'm sure anyone who's into the paranormal has heard of the thinning of the veil and knows exactly what it is. The more the veil thins, the more people feel connected to a higher power or with other spiritual life. Um, so this is 4 ways, um, 4 ways you feel and or notice the the thinning of the veil. The first one is you feel called to do something with no logical explanation. Um, so this says that you can't always explain why you are doing a certain thing in a certain way, maybe a different way than what you would normally do it, um, or why you would choose to go somewhere or do something on a specific day, um, but it ends up working out for you. That's kind of because the veil is thinned and you're being, excuse me, like, I don't want to say more personally guided by your spirit, but more openly um driven by your spirit guides, um ancestors, whatever. Um as the veil thins, your spirit guides will lead you through um what you would probably call your intuitive little nudges or your gut feelings. For you scared the shit out of me.
Sorry.
I knew you were coming back, but with you being muted, I can't hear anything. And all of a sudden, I just seen something on the screen. I was like, "What?" Okay. So, this is going to be when you feel called to do something with no explanation. Um, Another way is you more easily notice the harsh, heavy energy that other people carry. Um, And when this happens, it means you're more attuned to the people who are acting from their intuitive spirit kind of versus the people who are acting from their ego. So as the veil thins, you more easily pick up on other people's energetic vibes, and you notice when someone is carrying a heavy and harsh energy. Now, we're kind of in that beginning stage of that veil thinning, because I think it like really starts thinning. I believe it's the 15th. So I think by the time this comes out, yeah. But today is, well, it's after midnight, so it's technically the October 12th, but I noticed it at work today. Let me tell you. Have you ever wanted to just kick somebody right in their nuts?
Yeah. Yep.
Because let me tell you, that was today. That like nut kicking all around, and I am pushing 50, and I have never kicked someone in their nuts.
I have. It's
Never.
just so fucking satisfying.
Okay, so here's a little break from the witchy sprinkle, because here's my belief. I grew up with two older brothers who, you know, they got hit there in various ways. Got hit with a ball, got hit with the foot, horsing around. It happens. I'm not saying I've never done that, but I've never purposely went out with intent to kick somebody there, because I watched my brother suffer, and I can't bring myself to do that to a person. I mean, I'm sure if it was a life or death situation, totally different. But just because you've pissed me off, yeah, that's no.
I will agree that it is only acceptable in the most extreme of circumstances because it is that bad.
Yeah, I like I said, I never have. I've watched my brothers throw up and double over and that sort of thing. And I'm sorry for any men listening who are just suddenly grasping at them, because I know that this talk tends to do that.
Yeah, it's
So
it's just an automatic.
so I'm very sorry. But if I was ever tempted to do it, it would have been today. Because
What
there
can he
was
do?
there was some males at work today that really, really tested my inner gangster.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Mm, yeah. Um, all right, back to what you sprinkle, because I could go on for days. So the third way is you have a desire for something and it shows up in your life quickly. Um, I mean, I guess that is kind of self-explanatory. So as the veil thins, you more easily believe in the possibility of, you know, blessings. Um,
Manifestation.
yeah,
That word.
absolutely. Um, yeah, it doesn't say that in this, but yes, manifestation would absolutely be the way. So, I mean, I guess maybe if you want something, start manifesting now, and while the veil's thin and your spirit guides are feeling, um, you know, I mean, I can think of some things that I'm gonna be asking for in the next couple of days. Like, I need my team leader back.
What happened? Where'd he go?
He's out right now.
Why?
Um,
He
uh,
didn't get permission from you. What was he
that's
thinking?
that's what I said. And he did it with no warning, no nothing, just like he was not there one day, and he came in the next day, and he didn't look great. Like, he didn't look great. And I kind of figured something was coming because he asked me for a hug. Yeah, well, the day before I had brought cake. I
Hmm.
had brought and I had texted him, but I didn't know he wasn't coming in. I'm like, so there's
Mm.
cake, and and so, a couple people was like, we got cake, you didn't get cake. And
Oh.
like, he came over and he was like, I'm sorry I wasn't here yesterday for the cake. Look, don't be sorry to me. I was making it either way, but you know, and he asked for a hug. So yeah. So that's one of the things I'm gonna manifest. I need my Rashad back.
Same. Well, not same, but I know what you mean. I don't get mine back. She ain't coming back. I wish she would.
So
Maybe this week I'll find out if I get to become a floor person in a couple of months.
yeah,
No, the boost in pay would be nice.
I'm really hoping he's doing okay and he comes back soon, because otherwise that nut kicking's gonna happen. Um, so the last thing is, you notice signs and messages from the universe everywhere. Um, so the spirit world is connecting with you as you connect with the universe. And that usually is a good thing. So you more easily ask for help from your divine team. Um, and you more willingly heed their guidance, which is very important. At first, you might question what the signs mean, and then it's gonna click with you. Like, there it is. There's why I'm kicking people in the nuts when I've never kicked people in the nuts before. So we are constantly being impacted when the veil thins. Um, or as the
Yeah,
veil thins. I'm
so
sorry.
fun to be tested.
Yeah. As the veil thins between the spirit world and the physical world. Um, and anybody who has any type of like psychic gifts, or they're in tune to that, I mean, you definitely know, because you're gonna hear your name being I heard my name called so many fucking times today, it was unreal. And I would turn around thinking I was going to see a specific person, because that's whose voice I was hearing, and that specific person was nowhere to be found. And then I would look and they're riding a tugger from another area. I'm like, where the fuck were you 10 seconds ago? Because it wasn't right here where I heard you.
On Monday when I was at work, I was talking to the bartender and he stops dead in his tracks and he's like, did someone just call my name? And I did one of these, no.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what I have for this little witchy sprinkle. Just as the veil thins, pay attention to signs, symbols, um, all you're manifesting, all that good stuff. And let me get you actual dates. Um, oh, this is interesting. Higgy, Higgy, pop.com has like your date, like what the veil is at a certain date. Um,
Hmm, okay.
so yeah, for the next 10 weeks, like what the percentage of the thinness or thickness
Okay.
of the veil is. As of October 16th, it is substantial with 41.3%. Um, and then we have October 23rd and 30th are severe at 37.7 and 31.2 respectively.
Wow.
And then it slowly climbs. It goes up to 72 and then it drops down to 62.4. And then
Christmas.
nope, that's actually November 6th. It goes from 47.2, and November 13th, so a week later, it's at 72. So it almost doubles, not quite, but almost. And then November 20th, it drops down to 62.4. And then it goes up to 71, and then 72.4, and then it drops back down to 67. So it over the next 10 weeks, it's going to fluctuate. So
Be prepared.
yes. And today the veil is at 48.84%. Paranormal threat level, substantial. There will be intermittent isolated hauntings with the possibility of a psychokinetic event.
Fucking love it. You
Yes,
gotta send me this.
that I'm gonna send it right. Where do you want? I'll send it to Messenger. But yeah, that's kind of interesting.
That
That's
is awesome. I love it.
yeah. So let's see. Today is what? 12th. So Monday, so the day after this comes out, we're going to be at 41.3%, which is considered substantial.
Yeah, my head feels that day.
Yeah. So I will actually, because this is actually pretty cute. I'm okay, see, I know I say a lot. I'm gonna put shit in the show notes and I forget. So I'm gonna try to remember and use the link I just sent to you because I do all the uploading with the laptop. So I can't text something and get it on the laptop. So, but this is really cute. I would like to share this with people, with everybody. But yeah, it's cute because it's called the Global Paranormal Threat Level, which
Love it.
I think is really kind of cute.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
one more thing before you get on to your paranormal. Okay, so remember how I have the little adopted ghost and then I bought another one that was smaller?
Hmm.
I think, well, honestly, the only person that really voted on a name was your mom. And
Oh,
she agreed she liked Frankie. So the bigger one is Frankie, but the smaller one, the second one that I got, I was like, okay, I need a name for that one. So I've come up with Pepper. It
I
is
like it.
my ghost Pepper.
Cute.
Yeah. I got their toilet for their dollhouse today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we show any of their dollhouse yet?
Oh, yeah. It's actually right here.
It's
Yeah, that's
fabulous.
the
I see the
front.
bathtub, the bed, the doorbell.
Yeah. And we have, oh, here they are right here. So this is Frankie. And this is Pepper.
They're so cute. I love them.
They look like they could be mother and child. So here's their bathtub. Um yeah, this is where I got ridiculous people. These are a little pair of glasses. This is gonna be for when they can join us for the podcast. They gotta have their own headphones. I can't see shit.
We
I was gonna
saw.
say, I was gonna say they're lost now because they're so little, but little
Ariel.
headphones. Um, just fell, so I lost it anyway. We have a painting. We have a map. If anyone knows of a good therapist, please let me know.
Um,
We have a
I'm
little,
putting my therapist through therapy at the same time that she's giving me therapy, so
little,
that's cute.
little mirror.
Yeah, her and I are doing the shadow work journal together.
Yeah, mine is over there untouched. I'm gonna need time off of work to do that, I think. A little
Yeah,
microwave.
cute.
Um, there's a couple things missing.
The microphone.
I don't have one.
I thought you had one.
No. I got a table that I painted myself. I got a bed. I might have actually taken that out in the living room and showed somebody and was dresser. There's a coffee pot somewhere. Oh, here it is. This is a little fireplace that lights up.
I love it.
So cute. There's a coffee pot. I don't know where. Um, and they have a laptop, a tablet, and a cell phone. Okay. So yeah, that's enough. But yeah, the toilet came today and there's a coffee
Nice.
pot somewhere. I don't know where that's at. But I mean, my ghost had to have a coffee pot. Okay, I've taken up enough time. Let's hear more about Jenny Wade.
FYI, I ate all my grapes. This is my container that I refill twice throughout the week. And that's how much grapes I eat in a week is 2 containers. It's bad. Okay, so some of the paranormal goings-ons at the Jenny Wade house. Um, so basically every piece of equipment they love. They liked ghost balls, they like motion detectors, they like the music boxes, they use EMF, they do like all of it, just all of it. You'll get hits, doesn't matter. Um, some of the hot spots are the kitchen. Um, of course, they do have the original bread box. Um, and that would be where like it's kind of it's got like a trough at the bottom, and then it comes up and you have a little table, and then you have a couple little cabinets at the back, a couple little drawers. So like your flour would be in the bottom, you would make your dough on the shelf, and then you would have your other little seasonings in the drawers so that you could all just make it all right there.
I would love something like that.
Right? That would be so cool. Um, so yeah, that was there. They have the original. Um, so there's a lot of activity there. Um, and then the stairs, they will get some activity. Um, the second floor on that side, you will hear voices, footsteps, random bangs. Um, you will hear children playing. Um, you get Some people will have feelings of overwhelming emotions with anxiety, fear, sadness, grief. Um, some people just feel exceptionally uncomfortable. Um, and remember how I had said that the soldiers knocked out the bricks in the wall to make the hole bigger to get through? It is now a doorway where you can go through to the other side. And once you pass through that doorway, the feelings stop.
Oh
And
wow.
most cases, people who have those extreme feelings, once they get to the other side, they won't go back.
What do you mean they won't go back?
So, like, okay, so you have your wall, right, with the doorway.
Mm,
They go from this side to this side. So, from the actual sister's house
uh-huh.
to her neighbors, once they go into this side, they won't pass back through to the other side.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
isn't it? Isn't it? Some people believe that it created a portal. However, in that second floor on the sister's side is the painting of Jesus from the Pauper House. It has apparently flown off the wall. It's on video. Um, and yeah, it hasn't yeah, people have been scratched up there. Um, let's see, there have been shadow figures. Um, in some cases, the people who have the extreme feelings will also be the ones to get the scratches. However, um, it's also been noted that people who disrespect the house and the Jenny's family and Jenny herself will have the experiences of those scratches. Um, and the father will take claim for that. Anybody who shows any disrespect, he goes after. He is also exceptionally protective of the figure representing Jenny's body. He does not like it when people get too close. He also does not like people down there in general. Um, the sister can be felt and heard in the second and main floor of her apartment. Um, there is apparently two young boys and a young girl that also haunt the property that are not family to Jenny or, any of them. It is believed that they came with the painting from the Pauper House.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. And in some cases, you can hear some of the soldiers wandering through. And if you know anything about Civil War battle locations, that's a really common occurrence.
Yes.
Um, and in the whole area of Gettysburg is haunted because when that battle happened, it was primarily undeveloped. There were some buildings there, but not a whole lot. And so anything beyond those few buildings is new and was built on already haunted property. So, let's see. So we have Jenny, her sister, her father, two young boys, a young girl, and on occasion, Jenny's mother, who will haunt this location on a regular basis.
Wow.
Yes, that's not
Wow.
including the soldiers.
That's a lot of people at one location.
Yes, yes, it is exceptionally active. And for the most part, it's nothing particularly bad. Um, it sounds like the most of it is like the shock and awe, that scares people. But it's certainly a interesting location. Um, the family will talk to you. They will answer questions. Um, they'll do it with whatever device you're using at the time.
Okay.
In some cases, the children will mess with you. They'll get you on a goose chase, sending you from room to room. Um, and so, yeah, it's interesting. It's very active and definitely on my bucket list.
You know what? Every year, Roy and I say, this is the year we're going to Gettysburg. And spoiler alert, has not happened yet. But that is definitely one of the stops I want to make when we finally fucking get there.
Yeah. I need to be a stowaway when you do go. Um, just let me know. I'm willing to trade off driving. So,
Yeah, I definitely like, like, okay, Roy is a Civil War buff. I'm a paranormal buff. So we both want to go there, but for different reasons.
hmm
So that's, I mean, eventually we gotta make it there, right?
yeah,
Eventually.
we're gonna make
Um,
it there. What are you talking about? We're
um,
going.
yeah. Well,
Oh,
I'm hoping next year is the year.
okay.
Like I just like as much as I loved going to Tawas for our anniversary, but I 1 gazillion% next year for our anniversary want to go to Gettysburg. What's going on?
I just had an orb go from like by my smoke detector to my jack face. Saw it plain as day. Just oh, you probably didn't see it. It went like this.
Was it on camera
Grr.
or
No, camera's facing me. Hold on. There it is. Okay. So up here is the smoke detector. It went right over here.
Okay.
And remember all those years ago where I had that orb? It was right here.
Huh.
So yeah.
Interesting. So
I
yeah.
still have that picture though of the
Yeah.
orb. Yeah, where the cat's looking at it. You can see the face in the orb. Yeah. So yeah,
So
that is my story. Oh, I almost forgot. The mini grand clock that is in the home that was original to the family.
hmm
It is said like because the bottom part of the display, there's no design behind the mechanisms. So it's just like a mirror. People will see orbs. They will see shadow figures. They have seen full apparitions within this clock.
oh wow.
Um, when you take pictures of it, there's often distortions and other things in it. So yeah.
Interesting.
hmm
So
Let's see, disembodied voices. Um, responsive knocking, that happens as well. Mm, oh, also, side note, there is no sneaking in this house, uh, every board squeaks, creaks, and groans.
Okay. Yeah.
So
No.
if a person were to go and investigate, you would definitely need to do it as a private tour, and a very, very small group.
Yeah. And I've learned, and Dan and Sherry will most likely agree. After going with a big group, smaller is better.
Mhm. It's
You know,
one
cause
thing if you have a large location that can be spread out,
mm-hmm,
like in the instance of the slaughterhouse,
mm-hmm,
we had smaller groups throughout.
right,
That works, but if it's just one house, you definitely got to go with smaller groups.
right. And I'm gonna say when we okay, I thought Stimson Hospital was going to be a huge, huge building. It
Mhm.
is not. It's not.
Okay.
It, I mean it's big. There's several. There's like a basement, and there's actually a third floor that there's no access to currently.
Mm.
Um, but like it, like most old houses, you more soundproof, you would think, but this is not. You could hear people, like you couldn't make out every word they were saying in the conversation above you or in another room, but you could hear it. And it's really not good when you have a very strong mic'd EVP recorder. Like mine is very sensitive, so it does, like I could probably listen back and hear people shit talking to other people. But um yeah, very definitely private group for yeah, that's the way to go, private group.
Sneak peek into my next topic.
First of
That's
all,
all you get.
I have shitty eyes, ma'am.
Hmm. Yeah, while researching this one, I came across another one. I was like, oh, yes, that's going to be my next one.
See, and that seems to be a common thing. Like um a couple weeks ago when I did the multiple locations in LA, I found that because I had wanted to research the Comedy Store, the one I did last week.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to read this, but I'm going to leave out that one because I wanted the full episode. Um, so it's funny how you find one and go, oh shit, I, yeah, it's interesting. Um, and I'm gonna throw out, I'm gonna beg again, please send us some stories. So our whatever episode that's out closest to Halloween, we can read your stories. Um, so yeah, if you have anything, type it out, email it to the podcast. And I do that is in the show notes of both YouTube and Spotify. And of course, when I do that, it goes to all the other platforms too. So the show notes are there. It's in the show notes. Click it, email us, message us, whatever. Send us stories. Or you're going to get me and Jenny telling stories.
And we've told our stories, so we need new stories.
Yeah.
Yep. So better hurry up. Otherwise, you get us on repeat.
Yep.
Oh,
Repeat. Uh, yeah. Oh, I did order a thing of like horror movie stickers, and I showed this one to Jenny, and this has become my favorite one.
I'm not gonna lie, I totally love that one.
Me too. I love it. It's okay. I don't know what I'm gonna put it on. I don't know. I've got coffee cups. I've got my fan at work that I have stickers on. Um, yeah, I've I don't know. I've reverted back to childhood. I like glow in the dark stuff. I like stickers. Mm, and I like sleep.
Yes. Yes, sleep is nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna say bye for now. Again, this comes out Sunday, so I hope you had a great weekend. And I hope you're getting into the spooky season. That is one thing. I got a couple outdoor things that's going up this weekend. Nothing major, just some shit to hang
Another
on.
stone has shown up in our yard. We now have two headstones in our yard. My mother-in-law's getting into it.
Nice. I had bought some a couple years ago at Dollar Tree when it was still a Dollar Tree. Um, and they stayed in the wrapper, the cellophane wrapper that goes on it, and I gave it to my grandkids, and so I don't know, um, if it's they're still in one piece because they're styrofoam. Um, kids are rough with things, and that's okay. It was $1. But
Well, let me put it this way. I paid more for my slightly better styrofoam um, headstones, and the wind beat the shit out of them.
yeah,
And so yeah, even it yeah, it doesn't take much. So
no,
but yeah, my one of my favorite ones has been broken. I had four. Um and yeah, so she's kind of slowly been getting better ones from Home Depot. So, and I'm
yeah,
determined this year I'm going to figure out how to put Jack and Sally in the yard because I love my damn signs and I need to put them out.
yeah. Um, no, okay, when I bought these ones from Dollar Tree, it was before like, because you know how Spirit Halloweens will go in empty locations. Like in the springtime, we had um a Bed Bath and Beyond that closed. It is now a Spirit Halloween. Like, um,
We had a Staples closed. It's now a Spirit Halloween.
but I had went into Spirit Halloween. I was so excited to go in there, and I realized just how fucking expensive. I mean, I of course they're going to be expensive. It's a specialty store, and it's only for a season, so they got to make their money. I get it. I get it. I get it. But the same fucking headstones I bought for $1 was 14.99. Exactly the same size, same everything.
Yeah,
Why? Who is going to be
I
that
know.
dumb?
I know. Yeah, it's great to visit.
Yeah,
But I did get this pen there. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't not. And I got I don't have that much ambition. Uh,
I hear it.
I've got my little Jack light up heads. I have Jack, Sally, Zero, Oogie Boogie, and the Mad Scientist. And like it's got the mouth cut out or the eyes cut out, and then it's got a little switch and you turn on the little light.
Yeah. I want to see if I can't sucker Roy into letting me go buy like something nice for the outside, like maybe a 12-foot skeleton.
Bitch.
I'm gonna, hey, I don't have it yet, but I'm gonna try. And you know what? I might have to do things, and that's okay. If I can get a 12-foot skeleton,
You know what? As it's that time of year where, things need to be done for decor. And it happens. It needs to be done.
But
But
and this is going to be my argument. It doesn't have to be just Halloween. I could get a Santa hat and dress it up for Christmas,
you can put Christmas lights on it,
right? I can put a little diaper on it and have it be a Cupid at Valentine's Day and some
right?
bunny ears and four-leaf clovers. It can be a year-round skeleton. It doesn't have to be just Halloween.
Right? Yeah, I get it.
I'm gonna try.
Good luck. I wish you the
Thanks.
best of luck.
Thanks. So when we record next week, I'll let you know if I was able to convince him
If
to let
that's
me
the
get
case,
it.
we're gonna need pictures. We
Oh, the
also may need
skeleton,
a
right?
video. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We may need video of the skeleton going up as well,
Mhm.
because that's kind of funny. I've watched people
Yeah,
put it together.
yeah. Now, see, getting it and putting it together, two different things.
Exactly. A picture if you get it, and then a video of you putting it together. So,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. Um, we'll see.
If I had someone to ask for a 12-foot skeleton, I'd be asking. But yeah, my
Maybe.
wallet doesn't like me enough to be able to get me a 12-foot skeleton. So
Okay.
otherwise I wouldn't. I'd totally make it like he was coming out of the forest.
Oh, well, they're out of stock right now at Home Depot.
Oh, imagine that. You could go for the 12-foot jack.
Mm. Um, so the real quick and then we'll go because I'm tired and I need some water actually. Um, but there was someone here in the state of Michigan, Jesus Christ, that got in trouble because they bought a 3-foot boner for their 12-foot skeleton and it caused a ruckus. But you know who would do you know anyone who would do something like that?
I can't imagine.
I would totally do it.
Yeah, I was looking right at you.
Um there and I don't remember where I seen it, but it's like skeletons and they're kind of in a compromising position, a little bit like one is sitting and the other is straddling. And I I hang on, I texted it to Roy and I said, "Can I?" And he was like, "There's kids in this neighborhood." Oh, there it is. He said, "You can't put that in the front yard. The kids." So, yeah, I can't have that inflatable either. I did try. All right.
That's awesome.
We'll say it again. We probably lost everybody already, so it's fine. It's fine. Um,
If
but
you stayed that long,
yeah,
let us know. Do you think
if
she should have got it?
yeah, I think I should have gone. I hope you had a great weekend.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.